going on, guys? We're continuing the day with Minesweeper brain exercise. Today I wanted to talk about why Minesweeper is a great means to improve your test taking skills. So Minesweeper involves a lot of deductive reasoning, and there's limited resources in Minesweeper when you're really applying critical thinking as well as intuition and critical thinking, deductive reasoning, probability via the fractions. And you're gonna be able to see things that are unseen based on what you're seeing and solve the puzzle, similar to a test. Just like, hey, is the answer A, B, C, or D? When you're taking a test, you're using deductive reasoning because you may not know exactly where the answer is, but you have an idea what the answer may be. So therefore you can begin eliminating answers which you know are emphatically not the answer. That's deductive reasoning. You use that same part of your brain for Minesweeper. Based on the things I'm seeing, I know for sure this or that cannot be the answer. This or that cannot be the mind. This or that has to be an empty square. And so you're gonna need probability foresight. You're gonna need deductive reasoning. Probability foresight is basically you looking at a situation and you saying, okay, there's a 50% chance I might be right. There's a 66% chance I may be right. There's only a 33% chance I may be right. And so you're actually dealing with risk management as well, because you're going to begin to understand that the less risk you take in Minesweeper, the likelier you are to solve the grid and get it right. Sounds simple in theory, but in application very difficult, because when you get to situations that I call walls that you just don't have the answer for, you just don't understand, you just don't get it. It's not that Minesweeper is unbeatable. It's just that you have not figured out how to beat it. So there's always an answer and there's always a way to solve the puzzle, but you have to apply a certain amount of critical thinking, probability foresight, risk management, to be disciplined enough as well to not guess. When you use the mental powers of your mind, you are not guessing. And so much that you will use so much power from the mind that even your guesses will be good guesses. So there is a such thing as an uneducated guess and an educated guess. So when you're playing Minesweeper, you become so familiar with the grid, so familiar with the patterns, your judgment and your risk management and your probability foresight and your deductive reasoning gets so good that even when you guess, it was after you have implemented all these mental faculties. So that way you are taking an educated guess, not an uneducated random guess, which is sloppy. It's not that things can't be done sloppy sometimes. Sometimes sloppy is okay. But if you want to reach a certain level of precision, then things can't be done sloppily. So I'm just using intuition. That's why I put a question mark there. Straight up intuition, just looking at it, I felt like that was the mind. Just straight raw intuition. That question mark, I feel like it's the mind. Now I'm looking. This is a wall, looking at 6 minds. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and attack that. Boom. That's not a block, so that's good. So that was a guesstimation, but that was after I had already calculated that, okay, maybe there's a couple mines here. But anyway, now we're down to 4 mines. I see a mine here near the 3s and the 4, that's a mine, in that 4 region, that's a mine. The on the left may have 2 mines, may have 1 mine. So now I am using my judgment. I'm not just guessing. Okay, so that 1 is behind a block. How do I guess which one? I'm just figuring that the mine is in between the 1 and the 4. Now I pressed, did an educated guess. So now there's only technically 2 mines left, which means now via deductive reasoning, this grid is solved. Now I'm looking at the 2 mines in these walls. Boom, boom. I see 2 mines and therefore that has to be the mind, because that's all that's pretty much left. And boom, deductive reasoning, probability management, educated guessing. Live the life, love the life you live the life you love, meditate, pray, listen, study, read, etc. Peace.